bring in Daryl. Hi, Daryl.
Hello, boys.
Daryl, the Browns, what do you grade the Browns' current draft class right now? Right off the top of your head, go.
A.
A. Will it be messed up because they didn't draft Jackson Dart?
Ooh. Ooh, that's a tough one.
I wanted you to say no. God.
Yeah, I know, but I got to think. The most important positions the franchise quarterback can.
You think?
I'm
sorry. I'm not mad at you. I'm not.
If they missed it again, ooh, I'm going to say no. Just because they got four studs right off the rip there. So I'll say no.
Okay. Lima, take it away.
Well, what did you think of that performance last night? Not only that, they have Scadaboo, they have Abdul Carter, who I noted has not really done much in the way of the big accounting stats, and then people threw in my face his pressures. He's leading all the rookies in pressures. Yeah. So, there have been a lot. I'll tell you, there's a lot more good rookies in a class that was supposedly not supposed to be all that good. In the end, I mean, do you think Jackson Dart is going to be a franchise QB? Is he already better than you thought he was?
Well, I mean, it's New York, and it's the Giants, so let's not put the cart before the horse. We've done this here in Cleveland after a good performance by a quarterback. We've been ready to anoint them the franchise savior, so I'm not willing to go that far. But look, it was impressive. My fantasy football team did not appreciate him carving up that Eagles defense. That's for sure. But it was fun to watch, no question about it, and it certainly gives Giants fans some hope as they wake up this morning, even with their football team still below 500. But again, I'm not ready to anoint him the savior of the New York Football Giants just yet. He needs to do it on a consistent basis.
Thank you very much. Daryl Ruiter, brought to you by Scheib & Jewelers, Cleveland's premier jewelry store. You can watch him on YouTube Live, 92.3 The Fan, where behind him is a vast array of bobbleheads up against a brick accent wall. It looks absolutely fantastic. Daryl, it's been a trying week for this football team. Do you think they got what it is? Do you think they have it in them to put the distractions away and go over to Pittsburgh and get the first regular season win in Pittsburgh since 2003?
Well, history would tell you no, but you certainly hope so. They've said all the right things this week, so let's give them their just due there, their props for that. But I certainly have my doubts.
Is it because of the whole thing where you said that they weren't going to win the playoff game and then you don't want to get ripped on the internet? It would be fine. I'm fine with that. That's okay. I always felt bad about making a big deal. That was one of the lowlights of my career. I mean that sincerely.
I got death threats for that.
Yeah, I didn't like that. Didn't like that. Me and Lime were like, oh yeah. I was like, oh, that was a little too much there. But Daryl,
I have not been on Pony's show since. I have not answered. They have called many a time. I have not answered the phone. I learned my lesson.
He's a trash hog of monumental proportions, and we don't need to even discuss him. But like Daryl, I said it like you don't. I don't think that he is a motivating head coach. I don't think that they have the type of motivators or leadership that they need in the locker room right now. I've been a critic of their culture for a long time. Nice guys, right. Good guys. Maybe defensively they might be halfway there, but they just don't have the leadership in the right spots, especially on offense. And where you traded away a starter. I know that he was the people. I don't want to overrate him. He was a good player. He was having a good season. I know that a lot of people are like, this, that, and the other. You still traded away a starter on a good defense on the Wednesday night before the game. Your own front office is telling you what they think of this year then.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard for them to compartmentalize and go and win that football game. And they haven't in the past, and why would I think that they could do it right now?
Well, the other part of that, too, to be fair about what the Browns did do this week, okay, they traded a quarterback they benched. And probably we're not going to play again this year, albeit to a division rival, but they know what's there, right? And then they swapped a starter that they were not going to pay. They were not going to pay Greg Newsome $16, $17, $18, $20 million a year. That just was never going to happen. And they traded him for a player that is now under team control for the next couple of years through 2028, at about $15, $16 million a year. So this was not, in my view, Ken, a situation where it should be a distraction to this team. It's a distraction to this team if they traded Greg Newsome for draft picks. And that's all they got in return. Then you can make the argument of, well, they're raising the white flag on the season. This is a fire sale. They're tanking. They're giving up on the season, et cetera, et cetera. No, they traded one starter for another starter whom they feel like is going to come in here and be a fit defensively. Now, when you look at how Tyson Campbell has been playing this year, statistically, it doesn't look good, right? You hope he's able to recapture what got him that 4-year, $75+ million contract
and that would
from
still
Jacksonville.
And that would still be a plan for the future. So you can't say it's like a one-on-one.
But it's a plan for today, Ken, because he's 25 years old and he's been in the league for 4 years.
Yeah,
so
but if you're trying to get him back on track, I mean, that's a whole thing for the future. I don't think he's going to go out there. I don't even know if he's going to play on Sunday, and I don't think he's going to go out there and be fantastic right off the rip, is he?
Well, Jim Schwartz told us he's starting Sunday. Or he expects him to start Sunday.
Okay. All right. Well.
I'm just, hey, don't shoot the messenger.
Hey, might as well. That's fine. Absolutely fine. I wasn't mad at you.
I mean,
I'm not mad at him.
I can only go by what Jim Schwartz. We asked Jim yesterday. He said, "Yeah, we played players with less time here before in the NFL. So yeah, they're going to start him. They expect to start him. Anything can happen between now and Sunday, but they expect to start him. And again, this is a player that they expect to be a piece of this football team for the next 3-4 years."
Okay.
All right, Daryl, can you say the same about this week's backup quarterback, Bailey Zappi?
Well, no, I can't say that.
Is he the backup, Daryl?
You know what?
Yes.
I think
Say
so.
it.
And here's why. And I've talked about this on my YouTube Brownie Bites, and I mentioned this on a couple other shows. Strategically, right now, it makes sense. Because you buy a few more weeks with Shedeur Sanders and developing him and keeping him the emergency quarterback. The emergency quarterback has to be on the active 53. That's a league rule. Shedeur is. Bailey Zappi is not. So you can't make Bailey the emergency quarterback unless you sign him to the 53. Well, roster management 101 here. We saw this a couple years ago when they signed Joe Flacco to the practice squad. They elevated him a couple of times to start games for the Browns, and then before they ran out of those options and ultimately put him on the 53. They can do the same thing with Bailey Zappi here for a couple of weeks. So I think strategically, it makes sense to have Bailey Zappi be the backup quarterback from a roster management standpoint, as well as from a let's buy Shedeur Sanders a couple of more weeks, really work on that development behind the scenes, getting him ready to be the backup, because I am convinced with a stretch of 5 home games in 7 weeks late in the season, we're going to see Shedeur Sanders, because I think that the Browns want to give fans reasons to still come to the stadium, because let's be honest about it, come late November and December, the Browns aren't going to give you many reasons to want to go to their games, because they're not going to be in contention.
Is there any part of you that agrees with Jason Lloyd, where his thought was, if we're not going to make him the backup, might as well just get rid of him, let's just end this?
No, I think that the Browns are handling this for once. I think they're handling this rather maturely with Shedeur. They're trying to bring him along. And look, you're talking to somebody who has ripped them to shreds over the years for rushing quarterbacks to the field and for not getting anything out of young quarterbacks. I'm not going to sit here and be a hypocrite and rip them because they're not rushing this guy to the field.
Right.
Yes, you want to see him. I want to see him. Anthony wants to see him. The national media wants. Everyone wants to see Shedeur Sanders. I get it. He means a lot of money for a lot of people, potentially a lot of engagement for a lot of people. But I am willing to give the Browns an opportunity here to do this the right way, bring him along slowly. He's a 5th-round pick. It's not like they're holding back their 1st-round pick. The Green Bay Packers, oh, by the way, they have sacked quarterbacks for 2 and 3 years. and it seems to work out well for them. So I'm not going to kill the Browns because we're sitting here in week 6 and Shedeur Sanders might not be ready to be the backup quarterback.
Well, get a load of this, Daryl. Lima says he's to assume that Shedeur Sanders just isn't good.
Yeah,
because
Daryl,
he's not the backup.
I'm sorry if you missed it earlier today.
Yeah, get a load of that.
I'm assuming he's not good because for him not to even be the backup, we're not talking about like getting the game plan ready to be the starter and put the whole team on your back. We're not even asking that. We're just saying, can he just be ready to be a backup quarterback?
Well, where's he not good though?
Thank you.
He's just not a good quarterback? Is it he doesn't know the playbook? Is it he's not mature enough? I'm asking you
all of the above.
Why
Daryl,
are you saying he's not good enough yet?
Because a desperate team like the Browns, who are always turning over every stone for a quarterback, they are electing to go with Bailey Zappi this week. If that is the case, that tells me that he stinks, that he's not good.
Yeah, but desperate teams led you to Deshaun Watson. Desperate teams led you to moving off Baker. Desperate teams led you to making a myriad of awful quarterback decisions, like bringing in Johnny freaking Manziel. Like you.
Okay, so you don't trust the Browns. I get it. That's what I'm saying.
No,
so
I'm saying you can't make impulsive decisions though right now.
Why is that impulsive?
You have to be patient.
If they're watching them every day, what are they seeing? What are they seeing?
I don't know because they're not telling us what they're seeing. They're giving us lip service, quite frankly, about it. All we hear about is he's doing the right things and he's developing and he's coming along, whether it's coming from Tommy Rees yesterday, whether it's coming from Kevin Stefanski. Look.
Their behavior is not matching those lines, though, right?
Yeah,
because if he was doing everything he could and he was flashing,
he's a 5th-round pick.
And showing
he's a
off,
5th-round pick.
Sure. Fine.
Why are we racing to put a 5th-round pick on the field? Okay, let me ask you this: if Dylan Gabriel, hang on, if let's flip the script here. If it was Dylan Gabriel that was the 5th-round pick, are you sitting here this morning clamoring for him to be the backup quarterback?
I saw Gardner Minshew start 14 games as a 6th-round rookie.
He's bad too.
I saw Brock Purdy as a last pick of the draft. I saw him start a bunch of games his rookie year. What is this really saying about Shedeur? That he can't handle a backup role? We're not even talking about starting, Daryl. We're talking about a backup. Bailey Zappi is going to be the guy. He flew into Cleveland 3 weeks ago, and he's gonna be the guy next to start a Browns game ahead of Shedeur if there's an injury.
You don't have to yell.
I'm sorry. I can't get on the Browns for trying to ease in a young player and protect the young player and
to be the
bring them
backup.
along
Come on,
slowly.
Daryl. What are we talking about?
Guess what? I got news for you, Anthony. If he's the backup, he's a play away. Do you really want Shedeur Sanders there? I don't like the fact that Dylan Gabriel's starting in Pittsburgh.
Lyman wants to set him up for failure. Then.
Absolutely. That's 100% what he wants.
That's what you want. You want to set him up for failure.
It's 2025. Guys have never played so much college football in their lives. He played in 50 games in college.
Right. That's still college football. That's not the NFL.
What did Dylan Gabriel do? Why did Dylan Gabriel get to go? Because he was a well-heralded 3rd-round selection? What are we talking about
He played against better competition than Shedeur Sanders did. Sure as hell.
He did. His team was stacked, yes, but yeah, he did. Who has a higher ceiling? Ken, who has a higher ceiling?
Oh, I would like to say that Shedeur does.
He can't play in front of Bailey Zappi, apparently.
It doesn't matter about ceiling. It matters about who's ready. There's a difference between not good and not ready.
So this is a total project.
Do you want Shedeur Sanders to accidentally come in and win some games for you, Anthony, that maybe you don't want to win?
No, that's what I'm saying. What are you worried about here?
Daryl, I love you.
Your point is well taken.
Daryl,
I'm just teasing you, Lima.
I agree with you. I thought I was going to rip you earlier. I don't remember what for. I got to tell you.
I'm sure the list is long yet distinguished.
I have never seen a team be so protective of the backup role.
It's cheap and petty.
This is an all-timer. We're talking about, Aaron Rodgers.
They're not being protective of a role. They're being protective of a young player who is
sure they would have been ahead of Bailey Zappi.
He's being asked to do a lot of stuff right now in that building that he's never been asked to do in his entire football career. I have no issue with them bringing this kid along slowly so that when he does take the field, he'll be prepared, he'll be ready, and he'll hopefully play well. And guess what? You guys will be talking about him the way you're talking about that Giants rookie quarterback who lit the Philadelphia Eagles on fire last night.
Look, I will tell you what the Browns' goal is with Shedeur Sanders after this break. Daryl, thank you very much for the call.
Enjoy the loss Sunday, guys.
Oh, come on.
Daryl, you bastard.
Hold on, Daryl. Say it again. Give me a little more of a prediction here.
Don't. We did it once with him. Oh, okay. We can do that then.
Go ahead, Daryl. What do you expect on Sunday?
Pain. I'm expecting pain in Pittsburgh because, well, it's been 21 years of it in the regular season. Why should things change
Did
now?
the playoff game not happen?
Well,
there was nobody there. It was friends and family night.
No, it counts. It counts. Trust me.
Of course it counts, but I'm talking regular season.
I was setting things on fire with my son, holding
You lit a
gas
couch on
cans,
fire,
He set his
Ken.
kids on fire.
Smashed. It was great. All right, Daryl. See you in hell.
Have a great weekend, guys.
Daryl Ruiter brought to you by Shedeur Jewelers, Cleveland's premier jewelry store.